Can't see it. All right. You can hear me now. Hopefully you can. But Valtteri Bottas is also starting in last, well, right at the back of the field. He has massive recovery drive to do. Don't think he'll be getting anywhere near the front. The Mercedes is difficult to overtake in, as we've seen before, with Hamilton as well. So Hamilton was struggling to overtake, so Bottas will definitely struggle to overtake as well. And yeah, Daniel P1, Lando P2, you want to see that well. That'll be a McLaren 1-2, and I don't think they've had that in a long time. Um, Probably 2007, 2008 was the last time they probably got a McLaren 1-2. But who is going to win? Well, that is the question, you know. That's why we're here to find out who wins. But I think it will be quite likely that Max Verstappen will take this win. But there is a chance for Lewis Hamilton to beat him to this, because there are 4 strategy options today. You can go from the softs to the mediums. You can go from the mediums to the hards, or the mediums to the softs, or the softs to the hards. So yeah, it's very like crazy strategy choices today. And yeah, when is the race start? The race start is in 15 minutes now. And yeah. All right. Hopefully this is going through. My internet isn't breaking or anything. Yup. Don't know where all the viewers are today. We've only got 89 people watching, but yeah, have to wait and see what happens there. Do you know what compounds they're using? I do not know now. I will find out very soon, but I don't know just yet. The website's not working. Yeah, I think usually what happens is when there are too many people on the website, it just sort of crashes. So, yeah, I'm on it though, so it will work when the race eventually does start. And yeah, look at the bottom of Parabolica. Yeah, that's where it says the time remaining. Um, 44 degrees is a hot track. They will try and get as much tire temperature as possible on the formation lap, and it is very critical to do that because Lewis Hamilton yesterday, he did not get enough tire temperature on the opening lap, and he suffered really. Was lost 3 places on the race start. I think. Oh, lost. Yeah, he lost 3 places on the race start, and then Pierre Gasly obviously crashed, so he gained 1 extra position. But it is very important to, of course, get a good race start, because that is going to set you up for the rest of the race. All right. So, looking at this, we have a very good battle on our hands between Lewis Hamilton and Lando Norris. Lando Norris, obviously, the driver has been on form for the past year now, driving absolutely amazingly for McLaren, and he will be defending against Lewis Hamilton on the race start. Now, both cars have Mercedes engines, and both cars are very quick in a straight line. And I think the McLaren is even quicker than the Mercedes in a straight line. So it's going to be difficult for Lewis Hamilton to overtake Lando Norris on the race start. And I think the issue is what Lewis Hamilton's going to find is Danny Rick is slightly slower than Lando Norris on race pace, but not slow enough that Lando Norris can overtake him. So Lando Norris will be stuck behind Danny Rick because he's not quick enough to overtake him, but he is quicker. But that means Lando Norris will have DRS off Daniel Ricciardo for a majority of the race, and that means if Lando Norris has DRS, then so does Lewis Hamilton. That means Lewis Hamilton will have a very hard time trying to overtake him going down the straights, of course, because he won't have the advantage of DRS because both of them have DRS. And yeah, so Lewis Hamilton is going to have to do his um, utmost best to try and overtake Lando Norris at the start of the race, going into the first chicane really. And yeah, that's probably the best chance that Lewis Hamilton has to overtake Lando Norris. And yeah, hello Ivan and Rickus, nice to see you here. Um, yeah, all right, here we go then. So, just getting into this, we'll find out very, very soon what tyres all of the drivers are on, and then, yeah, find out which tyres everyone's on, and then we can see what's going on. What times do the lights go out? In 10 minutes and 30 seconds, so not too long now. The lights will go out in 10 minutes, 30 seconds for the formation lap, and then after that, it will be the race. So, looking forward to it. 10 minutes now till lights out. I'm going to read you guys. Oh, I need to go get the team radios. Oh no, I can just play them off my phone. It's fine. Okay. So, looking at the strategies for today's race, there are 4 available strategies. Most of them are quite close to each other, as in terms of race times. So I'm just going to read them out very quickly. It might sound a bit confusing, but medium, soft, soft. So that's one strategy. The next strategy is the soft medium. The strategy after that is the medium hard, and the strategy after that is the soft hard. And all of them are approximately the same lap time. So we'll wait and see which team decides to go on which strategy and which one is the quickest in the end. And just so you guys are watching out, chance of rain is 0%. And in the previous races from 2014 to 2020, there's been a 43% chance of a safety car or a virtual safety car. And the time you lose in the pit lane when it's green flag racing is 21 seconds, and you only lose 12 seconds under safety car conditions if there is if you go into the pits at that point. So yeah, all right. Looking at the rest of the field, we have Perez, who has to make a sort of a comeback drive with Verstappen starting P1, Perez P8. Perez is going to have to get a good start and try and gain some positions there, because he is not doing that Red Bull seat any favors. And yeah, all right. So here we go. Maybe Mercedes will ask their people to go to the Red Bull garage and check what tyres they're on. Well, Red Bull did that yesterday. It was quite cheeky and sneaky of them. But yeah, will the map tracker be on? I do not know until the race begins. So yeah, just stick around and find out, I guess. Only 8 minutes till lights out. Hello, Yano Trulli. And yeah, all right. So we've got quite a lot to discuss in today's post-race show. I will be streaming that on YouTube, but it'll probably be better if you do join the Avli app. So that is in the description, and it's the pinned chat message. So go ahead and download that before the race starts. Can you be mod or not? I've put a thing in, so there's one new moderator per race. So Rickus has become mod this weekend, so yeah, we'll just keep on looking out and see what happens. Is the "and yeah" the end of every sentence in England? No, that's just me, Lizard Man. I just say "and yeah" to literally everything. So that's what it is. Right, we'll check if we can see what tires everyone is on. And yeah. So let's see. Do we know? No, we do not know just yet what tires everyone will be starting the race on. But yeah, what's the difference between the sprint and the qualifying? So qualifying is just the usual qualifying session, but in the sprint race format, it is qualifying sets the starting grid for the sprint race, and the finishings of the sprint race sets the starting grid for the actual race. So that's what that is. We have a quote from Christian Horner, says Ivan, so I'm just going to get that up. Here we go. 6 minutes now till lights out. So Christian Horner says, we've gone for the best strategy that we think suits us, and what the others do you can't control. We know the McLarens are quick off the line, so coming into the first chicane, still in the lead is the focus. Alright, I'm going to play team radio from Pierre Gasly, so here we go. Yeah, they're just doing some checks, I'm pretty sure. So, Usain Bolt has said, "I'm a Lewis Hamilton fan. He's ready. I just wished him all the best. I actually like to drive. I test drive fast cars." Well, Usain Bolt is on Lewis Hamilton's side, but Lewis Hamilton is going. The first 100 meters of Lewis Hamilton's race start is going to have to be absolutely electric if he is going to get the win today. And yeah, right. I'm gonna get the team radios, the actual team radios thing out, and here we go then. All right. 422 viewers. Thank you everyone for tuning in. 5 minutes now till lights out. Be sure to hit the subscribe and like button. Hitting the like button will really help out. Because the more likes we get, the more viewers we get, and the more viewers we get, the the more people there are in chat, which is lovely. All right. So, what is it now? 4 minutes till lights out. I'll try and check if we can find out which tires everyone's on. Not yet, unfortunately. Do not know just yet what tires everyone is on. And yeah, we will find out very, very soon. Okay, looking at the rest of the field, we have Antonio Giovinazzi, who had a very lofty qualifying in P7 from in that Alfa Romeo, but he did that last week as well. So who knows? Maybe Antonio Giovinazzi is coming into his own and just doing a very good job of performing in that. Performing in that. What was I going to say? Alfa Romeo. Yeah, I have forgot what car he was driving for a second. Um, you think Lando Norris will win? Okay. I'm not sure exactly which engine Leclerc is using, but I do know that they have changed the engine cover so they get extra cooling on Leclerc's car. So yeah, extra cooling that Leclerc's got on his car now, so he'll be slower down the straights, but he will nevertheless be Leclerc. So he'll be pushing through the corners, of course, to the absolute limit. There are issues for Yuki Tsunoda. His car has been pushed off the grid, and they've gone back to the pit lane to try and fix whatever issue there is. But yeah, Yuki Tsunoda does have some issues with his car, and yeah. All right. Well, you guys want a poll, so let's do a poll of um will will Danny Rick get a podium? Podium. There we go. And now you guys can answer it. Why didn't Perez take an engine penalty since he qualified so bad? Well, starting P8 and starting P20 still a pretty big difference. And yeah, I do not know if the map will be working. I'll only find out when the race does begin. So sorry about that. But I do have team radio from Daniel Ricciardo, so I will play that. Here we go.
Daniel, radio check. Yep, radio is good. Yep, loud and clear. Check the drink as well. Yep.
Yep, so they're just checking the drink and the radio, of course, because it's important, obviously, to have the drink ready, as Kimi Raikkonen would know. And yeah, all right, so looking forward to this starting now. Yeah, Perez did take an engine change the last race. Yeah, he did, in fact, yeah. Ivan, that's a good point, so yeah, he doesn't need a new one. And yeah, all right. So we now know what tires everyone is starting on by the looks of it. So everyone is starting on. Okay, so everyone except Hamilton, Kubica, Bottas, and Gasly is starting on on medium tires. Sorry, and then Hamilton, Kubica, Gasly, and Bottas are all starting on hard tires. So by the looks of it, everyone is going for, well, Hamilton, Bottas, and Gasly will be going for a long strategy. But the thing is, having the hard tires off the race start will not be helpful, because you need as much mechanical grip as possible, and the hard tires just don't give you that. So Yeah, that's the issue with the hard tires. We'll wait and see if that hampers Lewis Hamilton on the line, like off the line, and he gets a slow start compared to everyone else. But yeah, they might be playing the long game, you know. He qualified on soft tires, but the thing is, because there was a sprint race, that rule gets removed. So, yeah. All right. There is no traction control, but it's not optimal, of course. But we'll see what you can do. You know, if you get a really quick reaction time, that slower, the slower hard tires may not be too much of an issue. You know, and yeah. Yeah, he could have a same slow race start. Well, the issue I think what he had in yesterday's race was he didn't get enough tire temperature. So if he gets tire temperature in today's race, then he will definitely be able to like pull it off and get a good race start. But he just needs tire temperature, and that's the issue. Also, guys, before the stream does start, if you haven't hit the like button, we could hit 100 likes. So if you could hit 100 likes and also subscribe, trying to hit 9k for today's stream. So yeah, looking forward to that. If you could like and subscribe, that would help out the channel. And we have some Charles Leclerc team radio, so I'm going to play this. Here we go.
Everyone around us on medium, except Hamilton on hard. That's a weird choice.
Yep. So, Lewis Hamilton, even Charles Leclerc thinks Lewis has gone for a bit of a weird strategy on those hard tires. But we are on the formation lap, so I will. Well, you'll find out soon enough if the map is working or not. Yeah, everyone's on the formation lap except for Yuki Tsunoda and Pierre Gasly. Pierre Gasly is starting from the pit lane, and Yuki Tsunoda has got some issues with his car. So it'll be lights out very, very soon indeed. And yeah. Okay, here we go then. So, they're just driving around the track trying to get as much tire temperature as possible, and the important thing is if you get good front brake temperature and tire temperature, once you step on the brake pedal to go in when you're going into turn one, you'll get the most deceleration out of everyone. Therefore, you can brake the latest, of course, and braking the latest quite possibly the most important thing that you can do. So, yeah, everyone now just coming to the end of their formation lap and just doing some final little burnouts in first gear and then switching into neutral and just getting ready to go. Getting ready to go racing. And yeah, looking forward to this. Looking forward to this Monza mayhem. Monza mayhem. It's going to be good. Alright. Can I refresh the track map? The race hasn't begun yet, so there's no point in refreshing it. But yeah, the track temperature has just gone up by I think 1 degree now, so it's on 45 now instead of 44. But nevertheless, it's totally fine. And yeah, Yuki Tsunoda, by the looks of it, won't be starting the race because of his issues in his car. So it's not looking the best for Yuki Tsunoda today. And he didn't have a really good qualifying session either. So yeah, all right. Russell has come to a stop. So has Nikita Mazepin. Now just Kubica, Schumacher, Bottas to come to a stop now, and they will be going racing in a matter of seconds. So this is it now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights and lights out, and away we go. Everyone gets an amazing start. Bottas has got. I mean, Verstappen has got a slower start compared to Hamilton. So Ricciardo takes the lead into turn one. Hamilton gains a position. Lando Norris. Ricciardo's in the lead of the race. All right, amazing. And then we have Max Verstappen in P2, Lewis Hamilton in P3. Giovinazzi gains a position. Kubica gains 2. Vettel gains 1. Latifi gains 1. But going into the second chicane now, Danny Rick is 1 position ahead of Max Verstappen and in the lead of this race. Oh my god, wow. So, Lewis Hamilton, in fact, trying to overtake Max Verstappen. Hamilton's lost 2 places. He got squeezed out by Max Verstappen, and he has lost a place to Lando Norris. Giovinazzi's out by the looks of it. We have yellow flag conditions. We need to change that on the stream. Yellow flag. There we go. By the looks of it, we are back to green flag racing. I think Giovinazzi's all right. But yeah, he is currently now in 19th place. Yuki Tsunoda has not started the race, and yeah, it's not looking that good for anyone else really. But Danny Rick's in P1, guys, so it's looking good. Oh, virtual safety car. All right, virtual safety car. There we go. All right. Oops, I didn't move that down. There we are. Oops, I've kind of went off the edge. There we go. All right. So virtual safety car conditions. The race has been neutralized. Hamilton is back down into fourth place. So Verstappen has a little barrier between himself and Hamilton of Lando Norris. We are going racing again. Virtual safety car is off, so we are back going racing. And yeah, the map is not working, and I can't do anything about that, unfortunately. It is just currently broken, and I can't fix it, so sorry about that, guys. I'll just refresh the website, but I don't think that will do anything, so yeah. So just going through the everyone's crossing the start-finish line now. Going into turn one, there is a big gap forming between Ricciardo and Verstappen. So I think Verstappen might just be playing it safe and not trying to attack Ricciardo, but nevertheless, Ricciardo has the top speed advantage compared to Max Verstappen. He is significantly quicker going down the straight, but Max Verstappen, DRS hasn't been enabled yet because 2 laps of the race still to go before DRS gets enabled, and then Max Verstappen has already fell out of slipstream. You know, he's already fell out of slipstream and DRS for Danny Rick. That's what's mainly been going on. Who do I want to win? Well, Danny Rick's in the lead and Verstappen's P2. That switch them around, and you get a McLaren 2-3. That'll be lovely. But fastest lap of the race currently is just tumbling down the times now. Alonso's got it. Ocon's got it. So, yeah. Looking at this, we have team radio from Charles Leclerc, and let's just play this. Here we go.
Check if I have a picture. Giovinazzi have been a kamikaze.
So everything is fine and K2 off.
Right, so Charles Leclerc's fine, but Antonio Giovinazzi did spin off at the start, and then he is out. So, oh no, he's got back to the pits for a new front wing, but yeah, he's significantly far behind everyone else. Looking back down the field, Valtteri Bottas has gained a lot of position. He has gone from P20 or P19 all the way up into P14, so he's gained 6 positions already. Looking good from him, and yeah. So we'll see if Valtteri Bottas can continue gaining positions. He's currently behind Russell, who is the person that's replacing him at Mercedes, in fact. But Verstappen is now gaining on Danny Rick, so 7 tenths is the gap between the two drivers. Max Verstappen is within the DRS now and the slipstream, so it will be a matter of time before Verstappen now catches up to Daniel Rick, and yeah. Yeah, you guys are typing the thing in the chat. I don't know what it's called exactly. But yeah. All right. The Come On Jeffrey song. Anyway, Max Verstappen once again is gaining on Danny Rick, and he is just unsuccessful in overtaking just yet. There is a pretty big DRS train forming very, very soon, and yeah. All right. Looking at this, Valtteri Bottas is closing up on George Russell, like as we speak, going through the gears now, shifting up through the gears, getting a higher top speed through the slipstream, and he is just gaining on Russell all the time. 7 tenths is a gap between the two drivers, so Russell is about to get overtaken by Bottas, and Ricciardo is about to get overtaken by Verstappen. other than that, everyone has sort of settled into their own race, 1 or 2 second gap between the two drivers, and yeah, all right. But Lando is still doing a good job, guys. He is in P3, of course, which is absolutely amazing. Well, maybe there can be a double McLaren podium. Who knows? And yeah. All right. So, by the looks of it, Pierre Gasly has... Oh, no, never mind. But Pierre Gasly hasn't been able to make up any positions on the race start, so that's not looking good for him. And yeah. So what happened to Lewis Hamilton on the race start? Going into the second chicane, he sort of like got squeezed and brakes and just went off a bit. And that's what happened to him mainly. He got squeezed and then braked too late and then went all over the curb, and that was the issue there. Seb Vettel got pushed off the track by Lance Stroll on the race start as well. So Stroll not being nice to his teammate, and that meant Vettel lost 2 positions. Because, well, he lost 3, in fact, he lost 4 positions because Stroll squeezed Vettel off the track. So Stroll in 8th, Vettel in 12th. It's not looking good for the Aston Martin, like, teammate rivalry, I guess. And yeah, now Danny Rick is in the tow, well, is giving Max Verstappen a tow. Max Verstappen is always gaining, but how long will Danny Rick be able to hold on, or will Red Bull just play it safe and go for a strategy move? Okay, so here we go. We have team radio from Danny Rick and Lewis Hamilton. Here we go.
Good start, Daniel. The order behind you is Verstappen, Lando, Hamilton, Leclerc. Roger.
Yep, so Daniel's just being very calm indeed at the start of this. He is in P1, and yeah.
So we've got Ricciardo leading Verstappen. Norris ahead 1.4, Leclerc 2.9 behind.
Yep, so that's what it is. Hamilton hasn't come over the radio to complain just yet, so by the looks of it, I think it was just a bit of his own fault. And yeah, I think both AlphaTauris are out, so not good for their home Grand Prix. And yeah, Max Verstappen is constantly chasing down Daniel Ricciardo, and you can see Verstappen. He's going all the way to the edge of the gravel and the curb, and he's just pushing the absolute track limits because the dirty air is not helping him. The DRS is, but the dirty air is obviously more significant than the DRS. And yeah, you can always see Max Verstappen going onto the AstroTurf, trying to get as much track width as possible, trying to get past. Yeah, all right, let's see. Bottas has overtaken Russell. So next up on Bottas's list to catch is Seb Vettel in P12. 1.5 seconds is the gap between those two drivers. Hamilton is put in a purple first sector. He is looking to catch up to Lando Norris and attempt to overtake him. So this is basically what it is, the two front-running teams. So the Red Bull trying to overtake Danny Rick for P1, and the Merc trying to overtake the McLaren of Lando Norris for P3. We'll see if the McLarens are technically that quick enough to hold off, the Red Bulls and the Mercedes. That will be very cool for the McLarens. The map is broke, and I can't do anything about that. It's not broke, it's broken. So that's what happened there. But Valtteri Bottas just got a nice slingshot off the Parabolica with the DRS and the slipstream. Just goes straight past George Russell. Not even much of an overtake. And yeah. All right, we have a team radio from Max Verstappen. Let's play this.
Really hard to get close. Yep, understood. They just have to wait for an opportunity.
Yep, so that's what it is then. Max Verstappen cannot get close, and they're just trying to force a mistake from Daniel Ricciardo now. So the McLarens are quick enough to actually stay in the lead of this race. Who knows if they can get to the end, but yeah. All right, so Latifi overtakes Esteban Ocon, so the Williams are doing a good job. Latifi is in fact quicker than George Russell today. Latifi's in P10, may even score a point. George Russell down in P14. Yeah, not looking good for him. Vettel is also trying to overtake Ocon. The gap between the two drivers is so small now. They're basically side by side, and we'll see if Vettel can just pull ahead. Yeah. Vettel has got the better exit and he's trying to get ahead of Ocon, but Ocon has a narrow margin, and yeah. All right. I mean, if the McLarens can get this win, that will be absolutely amazing. It will just be so good for the team, and also what would it be? It would be so good for the constructors championship, because if they get third place, then they will be gaining. They'll be gaining, I think, 6 million in prize money, and also being quicker than the Ferraris, of course, which will be amazing for the McLaren team as a whole. And yeah, as we say, Verstappen is just chipping away, and so is Hamilton. Hamilton is in the DRS of Norris, and so is Verstappen, and neither of them are able to get any closer than 5/10 of a second. That is sort of the threshold. So Antonio Giovinazzi has got a 5-second time penalty for an unsafe rejoin onto the track. So he is currently in last place and also got a 5-second time penalty. We have team radio from Lance Stroll, so I'm going to play that. Here we go.
How's the balance now, Lance?
Yeah, it's understeering, but I'm just lacking a lot of rear grip. Just the tires are snaking.
Increase managing of the surface. Increase managing of the surface.
Yep, so this is what it is. The tyre issue between Stroll, the Stroll's got a bit of tyre issues, and they're telling him to manage the surface tyre temperature as best as he possibly can. Bottas makes an overtake on Vettel. Perez makes an overtake on Sainz. So Perez has gone from P9 up into P6. He'll have to get a bit closer to Hamilton if he wants to challenge and be useful to Red Bull. The gap between himself and Hamilton is 8 seconds now. He has probably around 15 laps till the next time they pit, 15-20 laps till they pit. So, yeah. Say yeah. Yeah, I've said yeah a lot. Anyway, so keep it up is what Lando Norris has been told on the radio. Just keeping Lewis Hamilton at bay. He did this at Imola, kept Lewis Hamilton for about 3 laps behind, which is very good indeed. And yeah, Valtteri Bottas now catching up to Esteban Ocon. So the Mercedes has been slicing through the field very well today. So maybe they made some setup changes overnight, or maybe they adjusted the front wing so he would get a bit of understeer, but also have extra top speed to go down the straight. We'll have to wait and see what in the Mercedes debrief what they say they did. And yeah. All right. Can we get the yeah counter up on screen? It is. It's currently at infinity +6. And yeah. All right. This is it now. Ricciardo is still holding a narrow lead over Max Verstappen. Very good job from him, and so is Norris. Both McLaren drivers driving exceptionally. The McLaren team as well is just performing so well as a whole. They've been going from 2018. They've just been on an upward trend. 2019, 2020, 21. Maybe I'm not going to jinx it, but there is a pretty good chance that they could get a double podium and potentially even a win. So yeah, how many laps are there? There are 43 laps remaining, and all right, guys, if you haven't liked the stream, be sure to do so. And if you guys haven't subscribed, then be sure to do that. And the post-race show is going to be very interesting with the double McLaren podium today. With the chances of a double McLaren podium today. So be sure to download the Avli app. The link is in the chat and in the description. So, yeah. All right. Esteban Ocon is next up on Valtteri Bottas is overtaking menu, and Bottas gets past him with a slick move going into turn 1. So good job from Valtteri, now gone from P19 all the way up into P11 in 10 laps. So he's basically gained 1 position every single lap. Bottas did get a new power unit, of course, but that's going to help him out, but still very good overtaking from Valtteri Bottas in general. Gasly and Tsunoda are both out. Tsunoda had some engine issues before the race even started, and Gasly, I think, got a puncture or something. I'm not sure. Yeah. Okay, so Hamilton is the closest he's ever been, in fact. For the past 10 laps, Hamilton is less than half a second behind Lando Norris. So this is Hamilton's best opportunity to try and get past him now. They are currently going on the straight, and Hamilton has a 20-kilometer advantage going down the straight. And he is side by side with Lando Norris, pulls out and tries to make a move going into the first corner. Side by side is Lando Norris and Lewis Hamilton. Can he make the move stick? No, he can't. Lando Norris successful defending from him. Now Hamilton gets a second. He gets a second slipstream going through Curva Grande into the second chicane. He is once again side by side. Can he make the overtake stick? And another successful defense from Lando Norris. Lando Norris defending absolutely brilliantly against Lewis Hamilton here. 3/10 is the gap between them now. Hamilton is pushing as much as he can, but Lando Norris is defending valiantly. And very, very soon, Hamilton's tyres will start overheating and have to back off. So, yeah, Norris doing a very good job indeed. The screen is broken, guys. So, yeah, sorry about that. I'm going to play Carlos Sainz's team radio, so here we go.
Probably 2.4.
Guys, my dash is not showing me it's showing me something very strange, like number 1, number 2, number 3 instead of the shock bar.
Understood. Yeah, we do see that, and we are checking and come back to you.
So I cannot control my shock level.
Understood. And the shock number is on the bottom left to help you.
Yeah, but I need the bar.
Copy.
Yep, so they're just switching around their stuff, really. That's what's happening there. Carlos Sainz having issues with his dashboard, and, well, Ferrari trying to solve it now. We have team radio from Lando Norris. We'll see if Lando Norris has anything to say about that incident. Well,
Last lap, track limits, turn 11.
yep, so he's just got a track limits warning. He's going to do his best to obviously not extend track limits. But looking at this, guys, Lewis Hamilton is on the hard tyres, and Lando Norris is on the mediums. So that is also an important point to consider. Obviously, Hamilton is on the hard, so his tyres are slower than Lando's at this point in time of the race. Within another 10 laps or so, maybe Lando's will be quicker. Oh no, well, Lando's are already quicker. Never mind. Yeah. All right. Let's see if we've hit 8.5k subs, and then we'll see. We'll go from there. Really. We're actually very close to hitting 8.5k subs. Only 80 of you are yet to subscribe. So yeah, the race has begun. The map isn't the map is broken. So sorry about that, guys. Yeah, can't do anything about that. But there is. Hamilton is once again going on the attack for Lando Norris. 4/10 is the gap between the two drivers. And yeah, he's just going for another move again into turn 1, but is not close enough this time. So he's just losing out because of the dirty air. And yeah. All right, looking at this now, we have Valtteri Bottas, who has gained another position on Latifi, so he has made himself up into the points. And yeah, he has started in P20 and successfully in 13 laps gained 10 positions and gone from P20 all the way to P10. So good job from Valtteri Bottas, another good move from him, and just consistently performing. And he will make his way up to Sergio Perez, and we'll see what Sergio Perez and Valtteri Bottas have to, well, their battle will be rather interesting to watch. So, looking forward to Bottas catching up. His move on Latifi, he just went down the inside, had the DRS, and just broke later than him, and that was a rather textbook maneuver going into turn 1 for Valtteri Bottas. Lewis Hamilton has now is on the edge of DRS, and he's nearly fell out of it, whereas Max Verstappen has completely fell out of DRS for Danny Rick. And yeah, Antonio Giovinazzi had to pit at the start of the race because he had a broken front wing. He spun and yeah, got it damaged and then had to pit. So that's what's happened to Antonio Giovinazzi. But Max Verstappen has fell out of DRS range. Hamilton has also fell out of DRS range. So that both drivers have tyres started to overheat, and brakes, of course, as well. Brakes very important around Monza, and yeah, everything is overheating. So everyone is trying to cool the stuff down and get ready to attack again. So he'll recharge the battery and just get ready to go racing. Yeah. All right. So we have, looking at the field now, the big losers of the race start was basically just Antonio Giovinazzi. He lost 11 positions because he had an unsafe track rejoin, and that's been it. He's just had a horrible rejoin at his home Grand Prix, and he is down right to the back. And Bottas is now caught up to Alonso. We'll see if Alonso puts up another very strong defense against Valtteri Bottas, but I don't think he'll have much of a chance because the DRS and the slipstream is so powerful. We have team radio from Daniel Ricciardo, so let's play this.
We're filed, say plan A. Plan A at the moment.
Copy, copy.
Yep, so they're just going for plan A because that's probably the best strategy, because that's why it's called plan A. So it's looking good for Daniel Ricciardo, in fact, and yeah. Okay, so looking at this, both Verstappen and Hamilton have started to conserve their tyres. Looking at their lap times and sector times, they've started to conserve their tyres, so they will be trying to extend their stint as much as possible, because the undercut doesn't exactly work around Monza because there are so few corners. Having extra tyre temperature is not going to help, and yeah. So Vettel's tried to overtake Ocon, and Ocon has just given Vettel no space and pushed him off the track. So there will be an investigation between Vettel and Ocon's incident. Hello, Multi Ninja, nice to see you back. We have team radio from Max Verstappen, so let's play this.
It's always the same gap, it's impossible to get closer.
Yep, Aussie, probably really happy about that and glad you stayed up. But yeah, Max Verstappen complaining about the fact that he's not able to get closer, and yeah, that's basically just been the issue. He hasn't been able to get close to Danny Rick. The tyres have started overheating the closer he got, and yeah, Esteban Ocon has just pushed Seb Vettel off into... Well, he's just squeezed Seb Vettel off the track, so we'll see if he does get a penalty. But the important thing to look out for here is, even though Verstappen hasn't got past Danny Rick, he is pulling a gap to Lewis Hamilton. So the gap between Verstappen and Hamilton now is 7.3 seconds. So even if Hamilton does overtake Lando Norris, he still has to gain on Verstappen by 6.2 seconds. So Norris is doing a massive favour to Max Verstappen here, on trying to, helping him in the championship battle. Danny Rick has just come over the radio and he has said limitation is on the rear, so his rear tyres are struggling. And yeah, I'll try and refresh the website and hopefully the map will work then, but by the looks of it, it's not worked. It hasn't worked all day, or all weekend in fact. So I don't think just refreshing it will fix that. And yeah. Yep, it is still broken. So unfortunately about that. Aussie, yeah. all of Australia's watching me. Cool. Well, 1.6k isn't all of Australia, so I think all of you should just start watching. Get every single one of your Australian fans to start watching. But looking at the remainder of the race now, it will be coming up to the pit stop window very, very soon, within 5-10 laps now, and yeah, we'll just see if it's possible for them to make a good strategy choice. If McLaren can hold Lando Norris in ahead of Lewis Hamilton hold Daniel Ricciardo ahead of Max Verstappen. Yeah. I think, yeah, you said probably won't see a shoey this year. Well, I think if Daniel Ricciardo gets the win, you can expect double shoeys from the man. And yeah. All right, we have team radio from Lewis Hamilton, so we might be getting some Bono, My Tires Are Dead incoming, but, you know, let's have a listen. Oops, here we go.
So Ricardo at front, holding 26.6, so similar lap times, and he's managing to keep Verstappen behind without too much hassle.
Yep, so Daniel Ricciardo is just holding a steady pace. Looking at this, in fact, both McLarens have fell back onto lap time of a 1:26.9, and Verstappen and Hamilton are both on 1:26.7s. So they are getting closer and closer. But it's coming close to the pit stop window as well. So we'll see if who bites the bullet first and goes into the pits. We have team radio from Max Verstappen, who says the rears have started sliding, so he's struggling with rear tire temperature, and yeah. Okay, so Verstappen will definitely try and undercut Daniel Ricciardo, and Hamilton will try and undercut Lando Norris. But the thing is, as I said before, the undercut isn't that powerful around this circuit because most of the circuit is just going in a straight line on flat out, and that's what your engine controls. Having soft tires isn't going to make you any quicker down the straight than having hard tires. So there's only 11 corners, and most of them are just chicanes. So having the softer and quicker tires may help out, but not that much for an undercut to be successful. So yeah, Kies, you're a bit late, but Danny Rick's in P1. So yeah. Just make sure you stick around till the end, you know. We have team radio from Daniel Ricciardo as well. So let's play this. Here we go. There we are.
Okay. Yeah, taking a bit of a hit.
Copy, Daniel. Looks similar across the field. Gap 1.0.
Yep, so they're just talking about the pace, really. Daniel Ricciardo's tyres have sort of come to the cliff now. His lap times are significantly falling off. And yeah, they're just seeing if they can maintain what lap times they have and try and keep those tyres in as good condition as possible. And yeah. But Danny Rick's in the lead of this race, guys. Like, oh my god. Also, if you haven't hit this like button or subscribe, be sure to do so. It will help out the channel. And yeah, very much. And hopefully we can get some more viewers than 1.6k, which would be lovely. Yeah. It's looking good, though. It's very crucial time. Yeah, the track map isn't working. I do know. It's just broken, so I can't do anything about that. Yeah. And be sure to download the Avli app, because this post-race show with the McLarens maybe potentially getting podiums will be very, very good indeed. All right. So we have Valtteri Bottas in P9. He has just overtaken Fernando Alonso. So Bottas once again making his way through the field. He's took quite a while to get past Alonso, but the quicker the cars get, the harder they are to overtake. And Bottas is on hard tyres, whereas everyone else is on mediums. So it's fair enough from him. Camera Mal, thank you for the donation of £5. Very much do appreciate it. And you just said yeah, which is exactly what I say. So appreciate it so much. And yeah, thank you for all the support. All right, we have team radio from Valtteri Bottas. I'm going to play this. Here we go.
And pace is super strong. You're matching the leaders.
All right. So the info on Gasly and Tsunoda is that Tsunoda didn't start the race because his engine, he had some engine issue before the race even started, and then Gasly, I think, had an engine issue when the race did start. So, yeah. All right. So here we go then. Bottas is catching up to Stroll, 0.8 of a second now, and yeah. So Daniel Ricciardo 1 or 2 more laps onto the mediums. Well, he is currently on the mediums now. We'll wait and we'll see if he goes onto the hards, or if they try and extend the stint as much as possible and then go on to the softs. Those are the 2 strategies we've got, in fact. So yeah, the 2 strategies are you start on the mediums and then go on to the softs, or you start on the mediums and then go on to the hards. They're both approximately the same in lap time. And yeah, we'll just find out what happens. You're watching from Adelaide, and you yeeted yourself out of a party to watch this. Well, thank you so much, Kies. Do appreciate it. Is there a chance for Danny Rick to win? I mean, he's in P1. If you're in P1, there's definitely a chance for you to win. And yeah, Lando and Lewis, both of them are pushing. Yes, that is true, because the gap between Lando and Hamilton the gap between Verstappen and Norris have got closer. So that's gone down by 2 seconds. So Lando is lapping quicker than Max Verstappen. And I think this might be a strategic move from the McLaren team. They're like, Lando, if you go and you undercut, if you try and undercut Verstappen, then Verstappen will be forced to pit, and then Ricciardo can go long and then win the race, you know. But Max Verstappen did lock up going into turn 1, so yeah, Max Verstappen having tire issues, and yeah, just locked up into turn 1. That's why the gap has fell away. So Daniel Ricciardo's got a safe gap now to Max Verstappen, but yeah. It's looking good for Danny Rick. Oh, Danny Rick has just picked box. Danny Rick's just come into the pit lane. And yeah, we'll wait and see what Verstappen has to do. But the gap now between Max Verstappen and Danny Rick is 1.3 seconds before they went into the pit lane. We'll find out if Danny Rick comes out in traffic or not. That will probably be one of the most important things that happens today. So Daniel Ricciardo comes out with a pit stop time of 23.8 seconds. That's not just like a pit stop time, as in just changing the tyres, like the full pit lane. He's just come out the pit lane after 23.8 seconds, which is pretty good. And now he is out in P7. He has got clean air for the next 3 seconds. We'll see if Max Verstappen decides to pit. But his first sector time has not been that quick. He's got no toe, basically, and that's why Verstappen is struggling. We'll see his first sector time, see what that is, but it's nothing that quick. Yep, he is not quicker. He's only 1/10 quicker than Norris in the first sector. So Ricciardo is pit, and Ricciardo will have the advantage here. Ricciardo goes onto hard tyres as well, which is good. So he'll be able to get to the end of the race with that. Verstappen has come across the radio, said really tricky with the rears. So the rears are having issues. We have team radio from Max Verstappen. So let's play this.
Right, let's have it.
Yep, so that's what they said. Just go full send. Verstappen has now come into the pits as well. Let's see what happens here now. So Norris is currently leading this race. We'll see if Hamilton decides to come into the pits. Neither of them decide to come into the pits. So we have Verstappen in P4. He is currently just dropping down the order, coming through the pit lane. We'll see where he does exit the pit lane now. Yeah, we just need to find out how long it takes him to exit the pit lane. Danny Rick is coming down the straight. Danny Rick is ahead of Max Verstappen. And yeah, Max Verstappen's had a horrible pit stop, in fact. He's lost out lots of positions. Yeah. Oh my God. Verstappen's had pit stop issues. Yeah. And yeah, that's the thing. Verstappen has had a massive pit stop failure. I think it was like a 10-second long pit stop. So all you Australian fans, Danny Rick is in P1, and then in net P2 we have Lando Norris, and net P3 we have Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton is in fact just overtaken Lando Norris. I didn't even notice, but yeah. So all he's got to do, I think, if Ricciardo's in P1 and Lando's in P2, they might just tell them to be no team orders. We'll have to wait and see what they do on that, but yeah, Verstappen's had an absolute shocking pit stop. 11.1 seconds for Max Verstappen, a sticky tyre that he had. And yeah, he comes out in P10. And yeah, not looking good for him. I think it's just glitched. I don't know why he's gone up into P4. That's just broken. But Norris has come into the pit lane now. We'll wait and see where he eventually emerges, and does he come out ahead of Lewis Hamilton? Because it will be, if Norris does not come out ahead of Lewis Hamilton, then the problem will be that Danny Rick will have to hold off Lewis Hamilton for the remaining 23 laps of this race, guys. And yeah. So it's a very slow pit stop for Max Verstappen. Norris comes out. He is just ahead of Max Verstappen by 3 seconds. So good pit stop from the McLaren boys. and he is out ahead of Verstappen, and he has also got traffic of Stroll, so he needs to overtake him. And yeah, so Hamilton is just, Hamilton is ahead of Norris. We'll see. Hamilton's on the hard tires as well, guys. So we'll see what he can do from those hard tires. And yeah, also guys, if you haven't subscribed, be sure to do so. And if you haven't liked the stream, when we could hit 300 likes, so that would be very cool as well. Yeah, a recovery drive is basically when you start down in like P20 and then you go all the way up into like P9 or P6 or something. So yeah, Valtteri Bottas started in P20, now he's up into P6, and yeah, so he's done a recovery drive, a good recovery drive. The undercut kind of worked. Well, it did in fact, but I think it only worked because of the fact that Verstappen had a horrible pit stop. But now Hamilton comes into the pits, and we will wait and see where he emerges. If Hamilton gets a slow pit stop, this is going to be epic for the McLaren boys. We'll wait and see now. Norris is coming down the straight, and Hamilton is exiting the pit lane. We'll look at the gap between the two drivers, and Hamilton has got an absolutely rapid pit stop, but he comes out behind Lando Norris. 4/10 is the gap between the two drivers. Norris has the extra hot tires, but Hamilton has got... Oh, we have a yellow flag. Okay. All right. Something has happened here. Who has lost a lot of positions? Hamilton is out into P9. Yellow flag. Safety car. Full safety car. I'll let you know as soon as possible what the full safety car is for. But Hamilton is out in P10. This is really weird. I don't know why Hamilton and Verstappen are down in P11 and 12. This is rather odd. I'm just going to double check this. Yeah, very weird indeed. It might be glitching, but I don't know why Hamilton's in P13 and 14. Oh no, guys. This is the thing. Verstappen, that because of the safety car, this means that Perez and Leclerc and Sainz and Bottas, all of them will get a free pit stop, and they'll be 10 seconds quicker. So, yeah, this is looking good for everyone else other than Ricciardo, Norris, Hamilton, and Verstappen, which are the guys who's pitted. By the looks of it, Hamilton has got a DNF. So yeah, not exactly sure about that. Yeah, this is rather odd. Hamilton and Verstappen both DNF. Okay, I need to see what happened out here on the circuit. Hamilton and Verstappen collided. No way. All right. So going into turn 1, there's Hamilton and Verstappen side by side, and then Verstappen goes round the outside of Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton doesn't give him enough space. This is going to be yeah, they're both out of the race. Verstappen and Hamilton both out of the race. Oh my god. This is amazing, guys. All right. I'm going to try and get this up. So both of the drivers are out of this race. Maybe you can see that just at the bottom. You can see where the drivers are up on the track. But this is it. Safety car conditions. Hamilton, Verstappen are out of this race. Oh my god. Right. This is it. Both championship rivals are out. Daniel Ricciardo could win the race. Charles Leclerc in P2. Lando Norris in P3. Sergio Perez P4. Valtteri Bottas P6. And Carlos Sainz in P5. Don't know why I said that in the wrong order. But Ricciardo's back into P1. And yeah, it's looking good, guys. Safety car conditions. And yeah. The race in Monza last year was crazy. All right, we have team radios from both drivers. Here we go. Lewis Hamilton's team radio first.
Let's switch off the engine, please, Lewis.
So, and then Max Verstappen's radio.
That's what you get when you don't leave the space.
Boom! Verstappen's just firing shots at Hamilton here. He's just been like, you don't leave the space, this is what happened. Both of you DNF. Monza is absolute chaos. And yeah, very crazy indeed. So, Verstappen and Hamilton both out. I need to put that into the stream title so we get even more viewers, really. Oops, let me just change that. Verstappen and Hamilton crash. All right. Yeah, both of the drivers are out of this race. We're gonna have another epic race, guys. So 27 laps of Monza to go. That's half the race now. And yeah, they will have to recover those cars off the track. They're both lodged in turn one. I'll try and get an image up, in fact, of what has happened. Yeah, but McLaren might get a double podium. And yeah, this is just very, very exciting indeed. Also, guys, if you haven't hit the subscribe button, be sure to do so. Will very much help out the channel. And if you haven't subscribed as well, be sure to do that. We could hit 8.5k subs, or 9k subs, in fact, on today's stream if you haven't subscribed. Oh, we're only 46 subscribers away from 8.5k subs, so that'd be very cool. I'll try and get the images as soon as possible. Here we go. I've got an image. Oops. So let me just drag that over here, and then that. Can you see that? Yeah, you can. That's basically what's happened. I'll try and put it on. Is that going to help? Yeah, there we are. That's the crash between the two drivers, guys. Yeah, it looks lovely, doesn't it? They have mounted each other. Max Verstappen's car is above Lewis Hamilton. Both drivers are completely fine, but that is the crash. 4 DNFs in one race. And just, yeah, absolutely crazy. I'll try and get some more images up for you guys. Let's see. Are there any more images? No, unfortunately nothing. It's just that one image, so I'll just get that back up again. Is there any more? No. Okay, so that's it. Absolutely lovely, though. So, yeah, be sure to subscribe and like. We have Team Radio from Valtteri Bottas, so let's play this.
So this could go for a while.
Yep, so we're going to have a long safety car here because they're going to have to get Max Verstappen's car and Lewis Hamilton's car off the circuit. And, yeah, not looking good for these guys. Yeah, and it's karma. As Fernando Alonso would say, you don't leave the space and then you get taken out of the race. Oh, that just rhymed. You don't leave the space, you get taken out of the race. Amazing, amazing. All right. And yeah, that has been the crash between the two drivers. Both of them are fine. We will have a restart as soon as possible. But Daniel Ricciardo is leading the way, and maybe Charles Leclerc is in P2, so they could actually get a Ferrari win at home. No one was expecting a Ferrari win at home this weekend, and that could actually be possible. You know, yeah, I'm an absolute rapper. Yeah. All right, so I think we'll just check what tires everyone is on. So everyone has pitted. So we have Nikita Mazepin on softs for some reason, which is rather weird. But so everyone has pitted and everyone's out on hard tires except for the people that started on the hards, and now they're on the mediums. But I will get the image back up because I know that's what you guys want to see. We'll see if we can get any more images. Well, there's that. But that's probably not what you want to see. You want to see the crash. Try and get some more pictures. And yeah. Hamilton was too scared of Verstappen. Yeah, I mean, Verstappen is just... Well, Verstappen is a 10-point championship battle, you know? So, championship lead over Lewis Hamilton. And that's just helping him out. Just one more race that Hamilton can't gain any more points on him, you know? So, But by the looks of it, Toto Wolff is not impressed. He's just sat there with a straight face, just like, oh no. So, yeah, not looking good for the front two championship battle. But we do have Ricciardo in P1 and Charles Leclerc P2, Lando Norris P3. This is very exciting indeed. Can you switch off the image? Right, well, let's see if we can get any more images. Hashtag F1. Yeah, right, well, you guys will probably want to see some more. So that's what's happened there. I'll try and get some more up. Yeah, so both drivers coming out of the car, totally fine. That image there, you've seen that already. Yeah, so Verstappen's also took a lot of gravel out of the circuit, and yeah. Oh my God, guys, the map's working. The map's working. Yes, the map works. Amazing, 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 amazing. This is all coming together, right? I don't know what's the meme. Oh yeah, it's all coming together, something like that. But yeah, it's all coming together. We've got a crash. Not Ricardo's in P1. The map's back here. We've got a safety car at Monza. A crazy win. All right, let's go. We'll find some more images if possible. I'm not going to show you the video, otherwise I'll get taken down. But yeah, there's not many more images to see really. There's that they're all basically the same, and yeah. All right, it's all coming together. That's it then. So I'll take this off screen. And I'll go back to the usual stuff. And here we go then. We could get this. Oh, this is looking good, guys. We have team radio from Lando Norris, so I'm going to play that. Here we go.
And so there's 25 laps to go. We're going to have our chance on the clock, so we're just going to use our head here. Still a long way to go.
Right, yeah, so they're just trying to play it safe now. And yeah. Alright, so that has been that, guys. If you want to watch the crash, yeah, if you can, I think Sky Sports must have put the crash up on YouTube already. They're usually quite quick at it, so yeah. How are the tires? I have no what. Okay, so here we go then. This is looking good for the race, you know. Verstappen is furious, apparently. He's just said he doesn't leave me any space. So Verstappen is very understandably annoyed, and yeah. All right, so here we go then. I'll let you know when we do get a safety car restart, and yeah. All right. Safety car is in this lap, guys. Safety car in this lap. All right. So let's go to green flag. And here we go then. Let's go racing. Here we go. Danny Rick has got a 5/10 advantage over Charles Leclerc, and Lando Norris is already on the back of Leclerc. Slipstream, DRS, well, not DRS just yet. 1/10 behind. He is side by side past Leclerc already. It is a McLaren 1-2, and it's Lando Norris, Leclerc side by side. Ricciardo's ahead of both of them. 3 wide going to turn 1, and who comes out on top? Ricciardo is first. Leclerc second. Lando Norris third. Norris gains the position, in fact, amazing switchback from him, and it's a McLaren 1-2, guys, McLaren 1-2, pog, what was I going to say? Oh my god, this is just crazy. Bottas is about to overtake Carlos Sainz, Leclerc is struggling for grip, and Perez is trying his best to catch up to Leclerc, but the Honda engine is not doing him any favours here, so McLaren 1-2 with the quickest engines at Monza right now. Yeah. All right, so this is looking good. 1.1 seconds is the gap. So once Lando Norris pulls away from Charles Leclerc and is out of once Leclerc is no longer in Norris's DRS, then you could actually be feasible to get a McLaren 1-2. Like, that is actually possible. So, yes, very strange race indeed. We have no one else has gained any positions on the safety car restart, in fact. But here we go now. Sergio Perez is gaining on Leclerc. In fact, he has the slipstream, and he is just pulling as much as like so much top speed, but he's not been able to make a move into turn one. Bottas overtakes Sainz, Vettel overtakes Kubica gets the switch back, Ocon also overtakes Latifi. Loads of action down here at turn one, and now the action is going to continue down into turn three. Okay, so look at this. Perez is now caught up to the back of Leclerc and overtaken him. Bottas has overtaken Sainz, so both Ferraris getting overtaken on the same lap. The Tifosi will not be happy. And we have a yellow flag again. Mick Schumacher and Nikita Mazepin have tangled right at the back. That is going to stretch their teammate relationship even further. So I think there might have been a spin from Mick Schumacher. So Mick Schumacher's back out now on track. But this is Monza mayhem or Monza madness, whatever you want to call it. Crazy, very crazy race indeed. Yeah, Nikita Mazepin probably did something to Mick. And yeah, there we go. Perez has got the quickest first sector though. But importantly, Perez is already out of Lando Norris's DRS range. So any time that Perez is gaining on Lando Norris will have to be through the corners. And he's just going to be losing time on the straights all the time because the McLaren is a quicker car. There are 21 laps remaining of this race, guys. And yeah, just looking forward to this. Looking forward to just enjoying the race with you guys. So yeah, okay. So Perez says that Leclerc didn't leave him any room, so we've got a lot of drivers squeezing other people off the track today. And yeah, all right. Bottas has got the medium tyres, so he has the advantage. Yep, that is also another important point. We need to probably check what tyres everyone's on. So I'll just do that just now. What tyres is everyone on? They are on... Oh my god, where are they? All right, here we go. So Bottas is the only driver in the top 10 who is on the mediums. Everyone else is on the hard tyres. So Bottas has an advantage. Obviously, he's in the Mercedes as well, and he did get pole position and win the sprint race. So Bottas does definitely have the pace, but does he have the overtaking capability to get past Leclerc, Perez, Norris, and Ricciardo to get this race win? But we could get a McLaren 1-2, guys. McLaren 1-2. There is no team radio just yet. If there was, I will play it as soon as possible. I will let you know what happened between Mick Schumacher and Nikita Mazepin. So I think Nikita Mazepin sort of just stuck the nose in. Yeah, Nikita Mazepin stuck a nose in between into turn four it was, and then he spun Mick around. So yeah, Nikita Mazepin's spin is causing a spin. Bottas overtakes Leclerc on the quicker medium tyres and in the quicker Ferrari. Now this is the big challenge. He has to overtake Perez and Norris and Ricciardo. Norris has the DRS of Ricciardo, so he has an advantage there. Perez does not have the DRS of Lando Norris. So Perez needs to do the best he can to try and catch up and get some DRS, and yeah. Also, guys, if you haven't liked and subscribed, be sure to do so. Will very much help out the stream, and yeah. And also, do be sure to download the Avli app, because we're going to have a post-race show today, and the post-race show is going to be very, very cool indeed, because, well, McLaren 1-2 with 20 laps to go. Did anyone expect that? So be sure to download that app. It's in the description. And yeah, why did Hamilton get a penalty? Hamilton didn't get a penalty. He just got taken straight out of the race. Team radio from Daniel Ricciardo. I know you guys were looking forward to this, so let's play it.
Lando 0.9.
Yep. Let me know if you think I should keep it close.
Yep, so Danny Rick's already playing the team game. He's like, okay, do you want me to keep Lando Norris close so he can get DRS and then we won't get overtaken? Because that is a very important strategy, guys, because if Lando Norris is within Danny Rick's DRS, that means Perez will have a harder time overtaking Lando Norris. And that means if Perez has a harder time overtaking Lando Norris, that means Perez will also not be able to overtake Danny Rick. So it's going to be a very interesting strategy indeed. There are 12 laps remain. Well, Danny Rick has done 12 laps on those tyres, and Lando Norris has done 10. So by the end of the race, they would have done around about 32 laps on those tyres. Yeah, but Valtteri Bottas setting fastest lap of the race, 2 seconds quicker than the leaders. And we have a DRS train forming. Ricciardo, Norris, Perez, Bottas, all in a DRS train. Choo-choo. Yeah. All right, so this is it. 19 laps remaining, and we have a DRS train formed. And yeah, let's go. Bottas at the back of the DRS train, but he does have the quicker tires, and he will be battling Perez. And this is the thing: if Bottas and Perez battle too much, then Perez and then they'll both fall away from the two McLarens, and that is good for the McLarens. So the ideal strategy for the McLarens without getting overtaken is Danny Rick stays within. I mean, Lando Norris stays within Ricciardo's DRS, but they both slow down enough so Sergio Perez gets backed up into Valtteri Bottas, and then they both start battling each other, and then the McLarens can just pull away. So we have team radio from Valtteri Bottas. Let's listen to this. I think he might just be talking about a bit of an issue with trying to overtake someone else. So that's what Valtteri Bottas is talking about. Also, guys, the map is fixed, and if you haven't hit the like button, be sure to do so. We could hit 400 likes and maybe 3.5k subs, well, 8.5k subs, in fact. Have we hit it? Oh, we're one subscriber away, literally one subscriber. Yeah, but anyway, getting back to this, Norris has fell out of the DRS of Danny Rick. Oh no, in fact, he's just within it, within like 1 millisecond, in fact. So very close at the front here between the two drivers. And looking further down the field, there has not been that much battling. There's Ocon behind Russell in the DRS, and there's Kubica behind Latifi. But other than that, there is not much overtaking going on. And I think we just want to look at the battle at the front, you know. So Ricciardo holding a steady lead at the front here. He is holding Lando Norris 1.2 seconds behind. We have team radio from Lando Norris, in fact, so let's play this. Here we go.
Yeah, I need Daniel to pick up the pace a bit. He's driving too slow.
The Norris is saying Daniel Ricciardo needs to go quicker. So as he said, Daniel Ricciardo needs to go quicker, and Danny Rick goes 5/10 quicker on the previous lap. So yeah, good from Danny Rick. And Russell is in P9, so good job from Russell, and he might score another point for Williams. Considering there have been 4 DNFs, there's a good chance that he'll be able to keep that. And yeah, all right, looking back to the front now, Bottas is struggling to overtake Perez, even though he has the quicker top speed and the fresher tyres and the quicker tyres. The dirty air is very much slowing him down, and the fact that Perez has DRS on Norris is not helping Bottas in the slightest. So going through, it's just a DRS train that has formed. There is no Hamilton, no Verstappen for anyone that's joining. And can McLaren finally get a 1-2 after, I think it will probably be 15 years? Yeah. Dan will stick with him, and he'll have DRS like Norris. Yeah, that's what it is. All right, I'm going to ask in a poll, can Danny Rick win this race? And yeah, can Danny Rick... I was asking before the stream started, can Danny Rick get a podium? So, yeah, this race, question mark. There we go. Ask. But looking back at the front, Bottas is getting ever closer now. 0.3 is the gap between him and Perez. And they're just getting closer and closer, but a DRS train has formed, and Bottas is now moving out. His tyres are overheating, his brakes are overheating as well. James will come over the radio, in fact, to tell him that very, very soon. We have, there's a 5-second time penalty. Sergio Perez has got a 5-second time penalty for This is quite important for gaining advantage. He left the track, and then he basically cut the corner because he braked a bit too late at turn 5, so the second chicane, and that is why he has got a 5-second time penalty. Yeah, so even if Perez does get ahead of Norris and Ricciardo, he's still going to have to get 5 seconds ahead. So it's going to be very, very good. I don't think there'll be any team orders down at McLaren. They just want that 1-2, and they don't want any arguing between the teammates. And if Lando Norris was going to overtake Ricciardo, he would have done it by now because he does have DRS, and Ricciardo obviously doesn't have DRS, so Norris does have a big advantage over him. And yeah. All right, so Bottas now, still getting closer. We now have Charles Leclerc has also joined the DRS train, so the train is just getting longer and longer. This is very much going to help out the McLaren in the Constructors' Championship, as we were talking about before. We have team radio from Daniel Ricciardo. Let's listen to this. Here we go.
That's a better lap, Daniel. Let's have those lap times if you can. That's good.
Yep, so they're just telling Danny Rick to do the 125.9, and he has done that exactly. He has consistently, I think, for the last 2-3 laps now, done 125.9s. So just quick driving from both of them. Mick Schumacher and Nikita Mazepin have been battling at it again, down in last place. So Mick Schumacher's just got ahead of Nikita Mazepin. We'll see if Nikita Mazepin spins him around again, but by the looks of it, not this time. So good move from Mick Schumacher, and yeah. All right. And the DRS train is getting even longer, guys. Choo choo. Let's add some more carriages to the DRS train. Science has also caught on. Everyone is getting the DRS from the front now. Everyone's line of stern going down every single straight. Everyone's in the slipstream, tucking in. Their tyres are overheating, their brakes are overheating, but no one cares. There's 14 laps remaining, and they just need to get this position. They just need to hold this position till the end of the race, you know? And yeah. Who is going to win the championship? I have no idea. I currently don't have a time machine. If you do, hook me up with it, please. Yeah, I have no idea who's going to win the championship, but Verstappen has a 10-point lead, so I'm going to say him. But we'll be talking about this more in the post-race show, so be sure to go download the Avli app. It's in the description and in the chat message. And yeah, you guys can talk to me. You guys can talk to other F1 fans as well. How does a driver get DRS? You have to be 1 second behind the driver in front of you, and then you get DRS. So Lando Norris has no longer got DRS from Daniel Ricciardo by the looks of it, because he is 1.3 seconds behind Ricciardo. So that is what it is. Okay, so Bottas is on the medium compound, which might not last all the way till the end of the race as well. That is also another important point that we should remember. The medium compound of tyres may not last till the end of the race, which might mean it's just today is just McLaren's day. Yeah, which is very, very cool indeed. All right, let me just do that. So Nikita Mazepin might in fact get lapped by Daniel Ricciardo, which is quite funny in fact, because we've had a safety car, and you usually don't get lapped when you have a safety car. So, Nikita Mazepin not doing so good, but we'll see if Bottas can get to the end of the race on those medium tyres. There's 27 laps on those medium tyres. We'll find out what happens there. But all you Australians are in the chat. What are you going to do? Because I've seen some people say you're going to do a shoey. What are you going to do to celebrate Danny Rick's win? Yeah. All right. So, here we go then. Valtteri Bottas is closing up on Sergio Perez. The DRS train has slightly fallen apart. We have a yellow flag again. We'll find out what the yellow flag is for very, very soon. I think someone may have had an issue. It isn't one of the front runners though, so be sure it's all right. So, yellow flag on the track. No one has lost a bunch of positions. No one has gained a lot. So, not exactly sure what the yellow flag is for. It might be debris. It might be Nikita Mazepin. Who knows? All right. All right. So here we go then. Back to green flag racing. So that's totally fine. We have team radio from Lando Norris. So I'm going to play that. Here we go. Oops. There we are.
You think it's best for us if I stay like this? There I am. Lando, best for us where you are.
Yep, so Lando Norris is also playing the team game. Both McLaren drivers, well, they're very friendly with each other. And yeah. Well, they both want to play the team game and just secure that 1-2 for McLaren. Perez is still holding a narrow lead over Bottas, and that's helping out McLaren every single lap. Every lap that Perez can hold up Bottas, that is helping out McLaren. The DRS train is getting even longer now. Science is on it. Oh, I said that before. Never mind. A shoey is basically when you put like a drink into into a shoe and then drink it out of the shoe because that's what it is. I don't know why you would do that, but sure. Yeah. All right. If Danny wins, can you play Down Under? I think I'd get copyrighted. But I will. Yeah. So sorry about that. It's just the YouTube rules are rather strict. Valtteri Bottas now is in P4 and he has got the fastest lap, so that he'll get that point because I don't think anyone else will be able to beat that, especially considering everyone else is on the hard tires. And he is closing up on Perez. In fact, it's actually his best chance yet. He is now side by side with Sergio Perez going into turn 1. Can Perez hold off Valtteri Bottas? This is the question here. Going into turn 1, Perez has the advantage, but does Bottas have the switchback and the slipstream to get past him? Another going through Curva Grande. Is it a good move from Valtteri Bottas? He is side by side and ahead of Sergio Perez going into the second chicane. Can Perez fight back now? This is not looking good for the McLaren guys, because if Bottas can get past Perez, then Bottas can definitely get past the McLarens. So here we go now. The gap between Perez gets past Bottas, so it's good for the McLaren guys. This is good. We have team radio from Seb Vettel, so I'm just going to play that. There might be an issue with Vettel's car, so we'll find out. There we go.
Kubica ahead is apparently charging at the moment.
I have been doing that for 41 laps.
Yep, so Vettel's just not been able to get past Kubica because of the dirty air issues. And yeah, Bottas has got as close as he possibly could last lap. There are 11 laps remaining, guys. 11 laps remaining of this race, and we will wait and see if... Oh, we have another yellow flag. What do we have a yellow flag for this time? It's Nikita Mazepin. Nikita Mazepin has spun on the end of Ascari, I think. Yeah, so Mazepin just being a plonker, I guess, by the looks of it. So he is out of this race by a long shot. I think he's spun. So there are 10 laps remaining now. Lap 43 of 53. And yeah, Nikita Mazepin is out of this race. And yeah. So, getting back to the battle at the front, there is... Oh, virtual safety car. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, actually, is the virtual safety car good or not? Who knows? All right. Oh, my God. Sorry for that. I sort of hit my microphone. Virtual safety car. Let me change that to that. There we go. Well, the race has been neutralized. This is going to help Valtteri Bottas get to the end of the race now, because, of course, his tires will last longer. Everyone can recharge their batteries and get those tires cooled down a bit so they're not overheating. And yeah, this is it now. It will be a 10-lap sprint till the end of the race. It's a McLaren double podium. Well, it may well be 10 laps remaining now. Let's not try and jinx anything. I mean, I've been talking about it for quite a while, so if it was going to be jinxed, it's probably already been jinxed. And yeah, just looking at this, we have the virtual safety car has not been called off yet. We'll find out when it... Oh, we're going racing. We're going racing. Okay, green flags. Oh, I pressed red flag by accident. All right, there we go. Virtual safety car. There. All right, so green flag racing once again. Danny Rick gets a very big advantage over everyone else because he can accelerate straight going into Parabolica. I mean, coming out of Parabolica, whereas everyone else has to brake and then accelerate again. So, there have been 5 DNFs in today's race. Very much Monza madness. And yeah, so Nikita Mazepin either has a mechanical issue, has just crashed, but he is out of this race. And looking back at the front, Bottas no closer to overtaking Perez as he was a few laps ago. Still struggling with the dirty air and just getting past. So it will be, by the looks of it, a podium for at least one McLaren. If not 2, and if not a win. That's the very minimum we're expecting right now. If the McLaren engines dies, I will be rather disappointed. All right. Yeah. So, Looking at the DRS train now, we have a DRS train forming behind Sergio Perez. Both McLarens have checked out. Well, not exactly checked out, but Ricciardo is 2 seconds ahead of Norris, and Norris is 1.7 seconds ahead of Perez. So there is no slipstream slipstream assistance that Perez or Norris are getting, and yeah. I will change the Soya counter later. I mean, this race is a bit too crazy to change the Soya counter right now. But Valtteri Bottas is gaining on Perez going down the straight with the DRS, but is he gaining enough? And by the looks of it, he's not. He's gaining a tenth every mini sector. Going into turn 1, he's 3/10 behind him. And yeah, still not close enough to get an overtake. Vettel overtook Kubica. Well, that's amazing. But Vettel's still down in P12, and his race just been screwed over by Stroll at the start of the race. Ricciardo does have clean air. That is the advantage for him. He's not going to have any overheating tyres or brakes. And neither will Lando Norris. Well, maybe he'll get a bit of overheating tyres, but not too much from Lando Norris's part. 8 laps remaining now. And yeah, just absolutely epic. So Daniel Ricciardo is still holding a lead over Lando Norris, and then we have Bottas is on those medium tyres for 18 laps now, 19 laps. So by the looks of it, his tyres are coming to the end of their lifetime, and he won't be able to attack Perez like he could before. And yeah, we have team ready from Lando Norris, so let's play this. Tsunoda didn't start the race because his engine was broken, so yeah.
Daniel has been told to try and pull away. Let's go with him.
Yeah, let's put it that way.
Yeah, so that's what it is. Ricciardo has been told to just go full send, and that's what he's doing, and Norris is trying to follow him. Sergio Perez is not being able to keep up, and Valtteri Bottas is having a tough time on those very old medium tyres. Yeah. Okay. Well, it will be a Ferrari 5-6 at their home race, which isn't particularly good. And their title rivals, McLaren, are in P1 and 2, you know? So, Charles is trying to stay close to Bottas. And in fact, guys, if you guys have just joined, I think it's Perez. Yeah, Perez has a 5-second time penalty, so he'll be demoted to down to P7, I think, by the looks of it. P6, sorry. So there is that. Yeah, so Ferrari will be 4-5 instead, but nevertheless, not the best thing ever. And yeah, all right, 7 laps remaining now, and this is very crazy indeed. Esteban Ocon is trying to make an overtake on George Russell. George Russell's still in the points though, guys. So, yeah. All right, 7 laps remaining. Oh, I just can't wait for this race to finish. It's so exciting. All right. Here we go then. And there's really not much to commentate about because everyone's just going in DRS trains behind each other. There's not that much to do. Yeah. You come from the land down under. Whose fault was it? The crash? Well, if you want to find out, talk to me in the post-race show on the Avli app. What a smooth segue. Oh my god. If you guys could smash the like button and hit 8.5k subs as well, that would be very cool. Yeah, we've hit 8.5k subs, so that's very, very amazing. And yeah, hopefully you can hit 10k by the end of the season. That would be epic. All right, back to the race though. Danny Rick is still 1.7 seconds away ahead of Norris, and Norris is still 1.4 seconds ahead of Perez. And yeah, Bottas came from 4th to last. He did get help from a safety car, of course, but nevertheless, it was very good from him. So yeah. I need to get a drink because my throat is rather dry. Yeah. And this is it now. 6 laps remaining. Everyone's in DRS trains, slipstreaming off each other. Stroll is off the DRS train, but at the front, everyone is struggling with overheating tyres and overheating brakes. So, yeah, that's what's currently going down at the front of the circuit. All right. Yeah, so Danny Rick 1.6 seconds ahead and Lando Norris 1.7 seconds ahead. I'm literally just reading out the gaps at this point. There is nothing else to do because we're just watching the timings, making sure no one's closing up on anyone. And yeah, this is it. 5 laps now till the end of this race. Yeah, Bottas will be last for third, so he's done a successful recovery dive, has Valtteri Bottas. Yeah. All right. Where is Verstappen and Hamilton? They both crashed. Yeah. Just a few more laps now. 5 more laps, and well, Ricciardo's about to cross the line, so 4 more laps remaining. And yeah, Bottas is now closing up on Sergio Perez. 4/10 is the gap going through the parabolica. This is probably his best shot he's got to overtake Perez. Otherwise, his tyres will be too old to make a move. Going into turn 1 now, there is no chance for him to make a move because he is 6/10 behind Sergio Perez. Yeah, he is just not gaining whatsoever. Bottas is maintaining his tyres very well, yes, but not being able to overtake. So that's the main issue there. He's gaining, but not gaining enough. And yeah, that's the thing. All right. This is it now. The gap between Ricciardo and Norris is actually reduced to 1.2 seconds. The two McLaren drivers getting closer to each other, and maybe that's just Ricciardo giving a bit of assistance to Lando Norris for some DRS and slipstream. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see on that. Team radio from Carlos Sainz. Let's play this.
And we'll be 6 more after this, 6 more laps.
Yeah, Carlos wasn't even sure which lap it was. Max is out of the race, and so is Hamilton. We might even get thingy. What will we get? Oh, guys, driver of the day. Who is going to be your driver of the day? 3 laps remaining. I know who I'm voting. I'm voting for Daniel Ricciardo. Yeah, just amazing job from him. And yeah, just looking very, very good indeed. So Sergio Perez is in 3rd place. He does have a 5-second penalty, and he'll be dropping down into 6th place by the looks of it. So yeah, Sainz will be ordered to push right in the final lap to try and close that gap and get 4th and 5th place for Ferrari. And yeah, well, actually, Bottas, guys, Bottas is also a good consideration. He went from 20th all the way up into 4th. But I think Daniel Ricciardo is the main guy because he has just gone from lap 1, just maintained that lead in that McLaren like an absolute beast. So yeah, Bottas is definitely up there though. There are 3 laps remaining, guys. 3 laps remaining. Okay. Yeah. So this is it. Valtteri Bottas. Even Mercedes AMG Petronas have just tweeted. Valtteri Bottas's tyres. I think we've seen the best of Valtteri Bottas's mediums, shadowing Perez to the flag. He'll be on the podium in P3. So Mercedes have basically just said, "Oh, just screw it. We'll just get P3." So yeah, by the looks of it, 1-2 for McLaren if they don't get an engine blow up. And here we go then. Let's play some team radio from Sergio Perez.
All we've got.
Yep, so that's pretty self-explanatory. Just push to the absolute limit now. 2 laps remaining till the end of this race. And yeah, just looking forward to this then. Okay. Alright guys, this is it now. Well, second to last lap. Oh, I just can't wait till final lap. It's going to be very close between Perez and Carlos Sainz. Carlos Sainz has to gain 1 second on Sergio Perez to try and get 5th place for him because Sergio Perez has a 5-second penalty. Russell's also in P9. There's so much crazy stuff that's gone on. But I think Russell's sort of in P9 because Verstappen and Hamilton crashed. Otherwise, he would have been in P11. But nevertheless, good drive from George Russell. But I think it's been better from Daniel Ricciardo. I think everyone, all Australians, calling all Australians now, go get your shoes to do shoeies. Yeah, absolutely crazy indeed. Danny Rick, this is it. Final lap of the race. Got to hold it together. 3 sectors left, one at a time. Just take it in and just drive the Formula One car. Super Dan, yeah. um, so this is it now. On to the final lap of the race. Bottas has not been able to overtake Sergio Perez. This is it. Daniel Ricciardo took the lead in on turn 1, lap 1, and has held it ever since. Gone into the pits, had a quick undercut over Max Verstappen, and he is still holding the lead going into the second sector now of the circuit, navigating that chicane perfectly for one final time into Lesmo 1 and 2, and this is it now. Going through Lesmo 1 and 2. Just absolutely crazy. We have team radio from Daniel Ricciardo as well. Let's listen to this.
Okay, this is the last lap. Understood.
Yeah, Danny Rick is very serious indeed. Guys, when Daniel Ricciardo does cross the line, can we all get some orange love hearts in the chat? Or just some Australian flags? I have no idea. Whatever you want to type into the chat. But this is it. Daniel Ricciardo comes through the final corner of the Parabolica, braking, puts it in, smoothly applies the throttle like he's been doing all week, all afternoon, and comes across the line to win the Italian Grand Prix of 2021. What a drive. Lando Norris is in P2. 1-2 for the McLaren boys. For the last 13 years, 12 years, they haven't got a 1-2, and this is it. They've crossed the line, got a 1-2. This is it. Can we get some, I don't know, orange love hearts or just Australian flags? I have no idea. Or just shoeies. Just amazing from the McLaren team as a whole. Sergio Perez loses 2 positions and he goes down into P5. We have Lando Norris P2, Valtteri Bottas P3, Charles Leclerc P4, and Sergio Perez P5. That's been it, guys. All right. I can see all of these messages in the chat. All right. Lovely. That has been the 2021 Italian Grand Prix. So, guys, I do have a post-race show that's going on in about 5 minutes' time. So if you could go ahead and download the app from the description and sign up. I will be live on that app in literally 5 minutes, and I will also be live on YouTube with that app. So yeah, be sure to download the app, and then you guys can talk to me and stuff, and you can talk to other F1 fans, of course. And yeah, all right. So I'm just going to set this app up and get ready, and yeah, we'll be live in, well, a matter of minutes. But yeah, this has been lovely. We have team radio from Daniel Ricciardo as well, so let's play this. Danny Rick, team radio. Yeah.
Yeah! He won! But he did it! Yes! Yeah, boy!
Yeah, that has been it. Danny Rick, very happy with himself. Very pleased indeed. And yeah, just absolutely lovely. So all the McLaren team just cheering like crazy. And yeah. Okay. Here we go. All right. Let me change the stream title to post-race show. You guys are about to crash my laptop with the amount of love hearts that are in the chat. Oh my god. Yeah. Post-race show. All right, there we go. Yeah. Okay. This has been it then, guys. Let me change this properly. Here we go. If you guys haven't downloaded the app, then be sure to do so, because I'm going on the app very, very soon. All right. So what did you guys think of the race? Who did you put as your driver of the day? Who did you vote for? Be sure to let me know. We have team radio from Lando Norris. We have to, yeah, let's play the Lando Norris team radio then. Here we go.
Amazing. Strat 5.
Let's
please.
go, man!
Let's go!
Vamos! Vamos! Get in there! Let's go! Woo!
Okay, mate.
Yes,
okay.
boys!
Strat 5, please.
Oh, in fact, Daniel Ricciardo has got fastest lap as well. So yeah. Danny Rick has got fastest lap, so he gets the full 26 points, guys, Daniel Ricciardo. Absolutely amazing from him. And yeah, just absolutely lovely. So I'm just going to play the Norris team radio again because that was pretty crazy from him. So yeah, here we go.
Amazing. Strat 5,
Let's
please.
go, man! Woo!
Let's go!
Vamos! Vamos! Get in there! Let's go! Woo!
Okay, mate.
Yes,
okay.
boys!
Strat 5, please.
Yeah, absolutely lovely, guys. Yeah. All right. All right. So yeah, this is gonna be a good Netflix episode for sure. And yeah, just looking forward to this race. You know, I mean, looking forward to the post-race show. So if you guys are sticking around, do appreciate it. And also if we could hit 500 likes, that'd be very cool. We're only like 24 away, and yeah. Okay, then here we go. Beats the official timing in my opinion. Well, do appreciate it. And yeah. Okay. When did they win last? I think McLaren won probably back in I think it was 2008 maybe. Yeah, can I put the fastest lap up for every single I think I can, yeah. I'll put that up right now. Fastest lap. Ooh. Yeah, there we are. Fastest lap from each driver. Alright guys, so let's get going on this Avli app because it's been lovely. So let's just zoom in a bit here. A bit more as well. There we are. And then we go there. And then I will get the Avli app loaded onto my YouTube. Here we go. All right, there we are. So that has been it, guys. Let's join the post-race show in 1 second. All right, then let's get going. So, we have a lot to talk about in today's event, of course, and yeah, just looking forward to this then. So, here we go. Let's start the event. We have already one raised hand, so let's join. Oh, Kiez, nice to see that you're here. So, let's invite you on. Hello, can you hear me? Hello?
Yep. Can you?
Yeah, I can hear you. Nice. So, what did you think of today's race then?
Race was pretty good. Quite excited for Ham's win. Rick's win.
Yeah.
Quite excited that Ham got taken out actually.
Yeah. Did you think it was Hamilton's fault, or do you think it was Verstappen's fault?
Right. So I don't think anyone's particularly at fault here, but Hamilton did squeeze Verstappen out because I saw him like flick to his rearview mirror and I saw that he saw Verstappen coming and I'm just like, why have you done this?
Yeah, I think that's a true point. I think Verstappen. I think I said it properly on stream. Verstappen said that I didn't give him enough. Well, he didn't give me the space, and then that's why you're out of the race. Nice little rhyme there.
I feel like that's Verstappen's standard response, but this time, like, Hamilton actually tried to squeeze him out. Like,
Yeah.
you saw him, like, flick back into the racing line when he wasn't supposed to be there.
Yeah, that was pretty true. So, what do you think of what are you doing? Are you doing anything to celebrate Ricciardo's win? Because I know that you're from Australia.
Actually, no. I've been doing homework the entire time watching the race.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just gonna continue with that.
All right. Well, yeah, it's been great to talk to you because I know you've been watching my stream for a long time now.
Yes,
Many
mate, been here
races.
since race 2.
Race 2, Imola. Wow.
Yep.
Lovely. Well, yeah. Do you have anything else you want to talk about? Because we have quite a lot to talk about in
Not
today's
really.
race.
It's been a really sick race. I'm still kind of like getting over the fact that Ricardo's won.
Yeah, and just taking it all in.
Yeah, pretty much. And like McLaren double podium, that's insane.
Yeah, that's very crazy
Not
indeed.
unexpected, but insane.
Yeah. And who was your driver of the day? Was it Ricardo, I'm guessing?
Yep. I went for Ricardo. You gotta back the Aussie, you know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's great.
Yep. Lovely chat, mate. I'll
Yeah.
see you next week or
Yeah,
like in 2
2
weeks.
weeks,
and
yeah.
We're back at Sochi.
Yeah. All right then. See
Alright.
ya. I will just end that. There we go. Right, well, we've got a lot to talk about. So, on lap 1, Danny Rick took the lead from Max Verstappen, of course, and that was basically when the race changed because of the top speed of the McLarens. They were just so quick compared to everyone else. They were just on fire, and it basically they really deserved that, going from 2018 where they basically scored, I think, probably 20 points around the entire season, and then 2019 they improved a bit with Lando and Carlos in the driving the car, and then 2020 they got their podium, and then just every single weekend they've been just pushing to the absolute limit. And then McLaren have finally got their reward. They've got a 1-2, which they haven't got in, I think, 12 years now, which is amazing from the McLaren guys. Looking further down the order, we have Valtteri Bottas in P3. He started P20 in today's race, and he has been just driving the wheels off that Mercedes. Starting from P20, we all know the Mercedes wasn't that good in overtaking, and he basically just thought that it was, well, the Mercedes wasn't that good at overtaking, and then he is, with the new power unit that he got, he just progressed through the field one by one, just picking his way through the field, and yeah, just successful drive from him. Yeah. All right, if any of you guys on YouTube are watching this, I know there's quite a lot of you. If you go ahead and download the Avli app off the App Store, it's AVLI, and you can also join this event and come on stream and talk, and share your opinion and stuff. But looking at the Hamilton Verstappen incident, going into turn one, we'd had a similar incident at like that in the chicane last year between Leclerc and Hamilton. Oh no, it was 2019. Sorry, between Leclerc and Hamilton, and it was basically the same thing that happened this year. One driver took the racing line, and the other driver got squeezed out. Hamilton knew that Verstappen would be on the outside, and he was there. Hamilton knew that because he had looked in the mirror, as we'd all seen on the replays. So Hamilton decided that it would be a good idea to just push Verstappen completely off the circuit, and Verstappen wasn't having any of it because we all know Verstappen's a completely aggressive driver. And then he was just like, all right, so let's go and just stick with my line and see what happens. And both of the drivers got taken out of the race, and it was very much just karma for Lewis Hamilton. Didn't take the appropriate racing line and decided to try and crash his opponent out. And then, yeah. All right. So let's do a poll. Was Daniel Ricciardo driver of the day? Because I think Sergio Perez, amazing drive from P20 to P3. He also deserves a chance for driver of the day. And George Russell as well. I haven't talked about him. He got points third time in the Williams. And yeah, should Daniel Ricciardo be driver of the day? I'm rather slow at typing. Should Daniel Ricciardo be driver DOD? Yes. No. All right. There we go. I think he should be because he's managed that race from lap 1 absolutely perfectly. And yeah. Also, guys, if you are in the event and you do want to talk, there is a blue button at the bottom which has got like a chat symbol on it. So if you press that, then you can raise your hand and you can come on and talk. And yeah. All right. So looking further down the field, we have Ferrari getting P4 and P6, and that's their home race. Obviously not the best result that they would have wanted. There was definitely a chance for them to stay up and maybe potentially get a podium if they had the pace in terms of straight line speed, but they didn't, of course. And yeah. All right, so 100% of you think Daniel Ricciardo should be driver of the day. Well, I think that's fair enough, in fact. Yeah. All right. Looking further down the field, we have, Sergio Perez. Sergio Perez started P9, got all the way up into P3, then got a 5-second time penalty for extending track limits and didn't give back the position, of course. So he sort of deserved that penalty. It maybe was partially a bit too far, but nevertheless, it was he made a mistake and didn't correct it, and then got penalties for that. So yeah. It is unavailable on Androids, unfortunately. Yeah, it will be coming out soon later this year, but unfortunately unavailable on Androids. Yeah. Then let's talk about Lance Stroll. Lance Stroll at the start of the race, if you guys saw some of the replays, what he had done to Seb Vettel on the opening lap, I think it was, or on the safety car restart, what he had done was he had pushed out Seb Vettel onto the gravel / AstroTurf on Lesmo 1, and that caused him to lose pace into going into Lesmo 2, so he lost 2 positions already. And then into Lesmo 2, he lost another position because he had a slower exit. And then on the exit of Lesmo 2, he lost another position because of the slow entry and exit that he had. So Stroll really not helping out his teammate by pushing him onto the circuit, losing 4 positions, because if Vettel was 4 positions higher, he would be right behind Stroll. So the sole reason Aston Martin didn't get double points was because Stroll pushed out his teammate. Yeah. If Hamilton was in... Alright, so... I'll see you guys later. All of you guys that are leaving the stream, all you Australian fans, have a nice... Well, I think it's 1 a.m. in Australia, in fact, so have a nice night, and yeah, I'll see you next stream in 2 weeks' time. But looking further down the field, we have Gasly and Tsunoda, both AlphaTauris having a horrible weekend because, well... I think it was confirmed that Tsunoda had engine issues at the start of the race, and they couldn't fix the car in time, so they decided not to start him. And then Pierre Gasly also got another engine issue, I think, by the time, I think it was 3 laps into the race. Yeah, 3 laps into the race, Pierre Gasly also had an engine issue, and yeah. So it's not been good for AlphaTauri, considering Gasly won here last year. 2 races at Monza, we've had a surprise winner. Last year we had Pierre Gasly, this year we had Daniel Ricciardo, and in 2019 we had Charles Leclerc, who was also, I mean, that was an amazing drive from him, and the Tifosi went crazy. Yeah, we actually have quite a lot more to talk about. We have the driver transfers that have happened this week, really. Well, in the past week. So we've obviously know that Kimi Raikkonen is retiring. After he retires, we will have Valtteri Bottas to replace him at Alfa Romeo. We have George Russell going to Mercedes, and then we have Alex Albon going to Williams. So the Williams car is the Williams teams will be in good hands with Alex Albon, because we all know he was very quick in F2 and sort of got kicked out of Formula 1 by Red Bull because of the way Red Bull works. So Alex Albon back, it's very good to see him back in Formula 1. He definitely deserved a seat. He got unrightfully kicked out, and it's good though. So good for Alex Albon that he's back in Formula 1. And we'll see what he can do, because in 2022, massive rule change. We'll see what happens, and if Williams can get back further up into the grid. All right. So then we have George Russell, who's gone from Williams to Mercedes. George Russell has been performing since day one. In fact, when he joined Mercedes, he's just been performing very, very well. Well, since he joined Mercedes as a group, and then he went to Williams, he's been performing at Williams, never been out-qualified at Williams, which is very good as well. And yeah, Kies, I'll see you in 2 weeks. Yeah, maybe you'll get a moderator as well. We'll see. And then, so George Russell, hopefully what happens is that Mercedes is still at the top, because it will be really bad if we see George Russell go from the Williams to Mercedes, and the Mercedes are now the slowest car in the grid. It would just be horrible bad luck for him, which we don't want to see, because he's such a talented driver. And yeah. Next up is we have Valtteri Bottas. Now, Valtteri Bottas said that he willingly left Mercedes, as in he was given the choice to stay or not. But I don't believe that, because, yeah, I'm sort of shaking my head now. I don't believe Valtteri Bottas, he left Mercedes on his own terms. I think anyone would want to stay at Mercedes, even if you are getting treated sort of as a second driver. Russell could not do well. This is an interesting question. Can Russell achieve the same as what Albon achieved in Williams? Can Albon achieve the same as what Russell achieved in Williams? And I think both of the drivers, Russell was quickest in F2. He won the championship, and Albon was in P3 in the championship. So both of the drivers know how to drive at the front and drive quickly. Now it's just to see who is adapted, if that Williams car suits Alex Albon, and if he can perform in that car. That's the main issue. We'll have to see and what happens there. Yeah. All right. So, can Alex Albon perform? That's sort of what we're asking, and I think he can, because he's shown in Red Bull, on his debut on Red Bull, he went from P20 all the way up into P5, which was very, very good indeed. And yeah. So he definitely has talent. He has sparks of talent, and I think we've seen that from Sergio Perez as well. He's had sparks of talent at Red Bull, because I think the car at Red Bull is sort of partially undrivable. Only Max Verstappen can truly drive it properly. And yeah, so Alex Albon has shown what Sergio Perez has shown at Red Bull. So we all know Sergio Perez is a good driver, so I think Alex Albon will be able to replicate what George Russell has done at at Williams, sorry. And then we have Valtteri Bottas, who said he left Mercedes willingly. I doubt that, but he's now moving to Alfa Romeo, and he believes that it's a project that he can work on, very similar to Kimi Räikkönen, his Finnish teammate, well, Finnish F1 colleague, I guess, who has also left Ferrari to go to a seat in Alfa Romeo. Both of them believed that there was some sort of project that could be had at Alfa Romeo. Now, Alfa Romeo, the issue with them is that they have a lot of parts taken from Ferrari, as in, I think it's, they have the engine, of course, and then the front wing and the rear suspension and the front suspension, all of it's from Ferrari. And that's sort of going to hold them back, because if Ferrari are quick, that means Alfa Romeo are also quick. And I don't think Ferrari will let them be quicker than Ferrari. So, Alfa Romeo, it's a project to work on, but you'll most likely be stuck somewhere in the midfield, because you're just not going to have that much performance in a midfield car that hasn't got their own engine supplier. And yeah. All right. Next up, we have Mick Schumacher and Nikita Mazepin's shenanigans throughout the whole race. We had, at the start of the race, we had Mick Schumacher get spun around by Nikita Mazepin. He wasn't having any of that. I mean, Mick he went and pitted, got some fresh set of tyres, and just chased Mazepin down like immediately and overtook him. So Mazepin definitely does not deserve a Formula 1 seat, as FP1 Will would say. And yeah. All right. So. Oops. Yeah. Next up on the grid is Seb Vettel. Is he going to stay at Aston Martin for more than just 2022? Because we all know that he is performing somewhat well now. He's obviously got a second place in Baku, and then from there he's been hovering all right, okay-ish. To be completely honest, not being that extraordinary. And yeah, so don't know what the future holds for Seb Vettel. And yeah. And Pierre Gasly is another driver transfer talking point, because he has been performing in AlphaTauri very, very well. But the problem with that is he'll not get promoted back up to Red Bull, because he is just, because of the simple fact that he's been demoted, and if they promoted him back up, it would basically be like a slap to the face for Helmut Marko, who's been so strict over who drives for Red Bull, who doesn't. So yeah. All right. So I think the official driver of the day was Daniel Ricciardo, and I think that's definitely deserved. And yeah. And yeah, it would be a stroke of bad luck if next year Williams were quicker than Mercedes, and Russell will just get absolutely screwed. Hopefully that doesn't happen, because we all want George Russell to do well, and especially we want to see Lewis Hamilton and George Russell battling out the front. That's another thing that we need to talk about, because we've seen that George Russell has immense pace in that Mercedes car. He jumped in at Sakhir with little to no experience in the 2020 Mercedes car, and qualified, I think it was 700th behind Valtteri Bottas. So he was marginally slower than Bottas, and that was the first time he was driving that car. So hopefully in 2022 we see a lot of battles between Russell and Hamilton, both two drivers, very much the champion versus the rookie sort of battle, like we had with Michael Schumacher and Fernando Alonso back in 2005. So 15 years later. another generation of Formula One drivers have arrived, and yeah. Next up, we have, well, who will replace Nikita Mazepin? I think Nikita Mazepin hasn't been confirmed, so who will replace Nikita Mazepin next year? I think it might be Callum Ilott, and yeah. See you, Multi Ninja, and in 2 weeks' time I am streaming for the race in Sochi. So yeah, just look forward to that then. And yeah, that has been it really. The Tifosi aren't exactly pleased with the result because they came here to watch Ferrari win and maybe get a podium, but the McLaren 1-2 has been a historic event that hasn't happened in probably the last 12 years or so, and yeah, just looking forward to see what their celebrations occur and if they have any shoes whatsoever. Yeah. All right. So I will be ending the post race show now, and I will see you guys in Russia in 2 weeks' time. Yeah. No worries, Hooplehead USA. I was about to say Australia because I've been talking to so many Australians. Yeah, Multi Ninja, Hooplehead USA, Archipelago 23, Kies, and I think the other Australian guys as well. Thank you for all of the support. And yeah, I mean, I'll be seeing you guys in 2 weeks' time. Yeah, so just have a. We're actually one subscriber away from 8,600. Literally one subscriber. Well, if any of you 344 people watching haven't hit the subscribe button, be sure to do so because we're one subscriber away. But other than that, thank you for watching this absolutely epic race at Monza today. And yeah, it has been definite Monza madness. And yeah, I will see you in 2 weeks' time in the race at the Sochi Autodrome. Yeah. So have a nice morning, day, evening, afternoon, night, depending on where you are in the world. And I will see you in 2 weeks' time. Cheers, fellas.